My name is Michelle Woodard.
My name is Conrad Woodard.
We had a great service from Quality. We have a water softener system and a generator, and we don't have to buy bottled water and deal with all those plastic bottles. When Quality comes out and they manage changing the filters, there's not a lot that we have to do other than put salt in it. And the generator, which we got for hurricane season, really ended up being such a lifesaver for us during the freeze. At one point, I think there were 19 people at our home because our parents were able to come, our friends, and nobody had to be stuck in their house in the cold. And I was just so thankful that we had thought ahead to get a generator. So thankful.
I just want to follow on to that. I agree with everything that you just said. Just to highlight the 2021 February freeze, it was a disaster in the state of Texas, and having the Quality generator here in our home was could have been a lifesaver, to an extent, because we had family members, I believe all of my brothers except one. Our parents were here. We had family, friends, and our parents are elderly, and they came and stayed with us, and we were calling out like, hey, if you need a place to stay, if you need some heat, this is the place. Because if you guys remember, it was a freeze that lasted more than a couple of days and no power and no heat. So it was a lifesaver, and it really came in handy, and thank God we came out of the event all safely, and large part of that was due to the Quality generator. The
biggest, I think, for me, is saving on the plastic bottles. When I go to the homes of my relatives who don't have a water softener, they use so many bottles. They have always going to the store. They have to dedicate space in their garage to those plastic bottles, and they generate so much trash. And I just buy reusable water bottles for my kids, and they're able to take those wherever they go. And we don't buy plastic bottles. We don't generate trash to go to landfill. But also the cleanliness of the tubs and the toilets, we don't get hard water stains in our facilities. And so, because I cleaned this house myself, that is important to me.
I can't live without the softened water now. I don't want to say it's a luxury, but whenever I do take a shower or use water on my skin that's not softened, similar to how we have it softened at our house, it definitely adds a dryness to my skin after the fact, and it also just gives a gritty feel to it. And now with the softened water that we have in our home, it's absolutely beneficial to making sure my skin is not as dry. I don't have to moisten my skin as much with lotions and like I used to. Now, I take a shower, probably put lotion on the affected areas, and I'm good for the day. When before I had the water treatment system, I'd be lotioning up all the time. And not just me, it's my kids too, and I'm sure my wife would agree to the same thing.
Yeah.
How long have you guys been Quality customers?
Oh, wow.
Ages. We
wow.
bought this house in 2014, January, and we had the water softener system installed maybe March.
Yeah.
So 7 years? About 7 years.
Yeah.
Would you make the decision again?
Absolutely, no question. The water softener, is something that we've been using over time, and you get spoiled, like Conrad said. You go to a hotel and you're like, oh, this is so hard. But the generator, which we just bought because we lost power for a few days during Hurricane Harvey, and it was warm outside, so it wasn't, a huge thing, but we thought, okay, our parents are older, it gets too hot in the house for them, and it's a problem. Mm-hmm. So we're gonna go ahead and try to be proactive for the next hurricane. I never in a million years would have thought that this generator would have helped us so much during the winter. That I just never in my life would have thought that when everyone else's power was out. Even our neighbors were able to come here, heat, bottles for their kids, for their infants, have internet so that they could text, their write emails sent to their job and people in different states and know what was happening with them. Just, it was so critical, not just for our family, but for so many people, that to me, I'll be a Quality Products customer for life. I'm just so happy about that.
Thank you, Quality Home Products of Texas.